Hey everybody, it's CJ Rosenbaum, one of the founding partners of Rosenbaum, Familar, the law firm behind Amazon Sellers Lawyer, and RJ, our new associate attorney. He's been with us now about 1.5 years. He's going to be staying with us after the bar exam. And we're going to be talking about specifically trademark applications under the 1B classification. We shot a video a little while ago about 1A versus 1B. And in this video, we're going to be talking specifically about the 1B classification. So RJ, tell us a bit about the 1B classification for trademark apps.
Yes, so when you file a trademark application under a 1B filing basis, as we had previously discussed in other videos, it's an intention to use, but you haven't started using it yet. So what ends up happening, it makes the procedural aspects of the trademark application a little bit different. So when you file 1A, you're including all the classes, you're supplying what's called specimens, which is your proof of use of the mark in commerce. When it's a 1A filing basis, you're doing it right when you file the application, versus 1B is when you're going to do it down the road. So eventually, after receiving a notice of allowance, which is when the USPTO decides that the mark is okay, it's approved.
Let me break it down.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so the basics are 1A is when you've already begun using your mark in commerce. You're already selling products with your name, you're already selling products with your logo. 1B is when you're planning to use the logo in the future and you just want to nail it down at the USPTO that you have it, okay? Specimens or examples are 1A. 1B, you're not yet using it. So when you're applying for a 1B, you're not yet using the mark in commerce. What is the difference for the private label seller who's not yet using the mark?
So for the private label seller that hasn't used the mark yet, you have to have a bona fide intention to eventually use the mark down the road.
Hold on. That means you're really going to use it and you can demonstrate it in some regard.
Exactly. So you have to plan, you have to anticipate in the event, and hopefully this will happen, you'll receive a notice of allowance for your application. So after you receive the notice of allowance, you have a 6-month period in which you have to supply the USPTO with specimens that you would have originally supplied in a 1A. Sorry.
Let me break it down, okay? A notice of allowance is a legal term or the name of the document that the USPTO, and they will say, okay, you have our preliminary approval, start using it in commerce. Start putting it on your packaging, start putting it on your website, use it in commerce, because in a relatively short period of time, you're gonna have to substantiate that you plan to use it and that you actually did start using it. So how do they substantiate to the USPTO after filing a 1B that they plan on using it? How do they show the USPTO that they actually started using that mark?
So there's multiple ways in which you can go about supplying that proof. The ones that we suggest the most to our private label sellers are actually incorporating the mark on the physical product, whether it be a logo or a word mark. Another popular way that private label sellers often go about it is including it on their product packaging. So even if
top 3 are on the product, number 2 on the packaging, and number 3 on a website where the product can actually be purchased.
Right.
Okay? Just having it on a website where you can't put it into a shopping cart is not sufficient. Okay? So you file for the 1B that you plan on using it if it's approved, which is great. It's very smart. You don't invest a ton of money without having it approved. You get the approval, you get the time to start using it. You start using it, top 3 methods, on the product itself, on the packaging, and on a website where it can be purchased. You submit that proof to the USPTO, and then your 1B application should be approved. Now, if you have learned anything, or you just really like RJ, please like and share this video. Put a comment that RJ is great. We should bend over backwards to make sure he accepts our financial offer to stay with the firm. Share it, like it, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to call me, RJ, or any member of our team for a free consultation. The number here for private label sellers, for Amazon sellers, is 1-877-9-SELLER. Thank you.